Welcome once again to this very short episode of Enwisdomization. As we say here, to enwisdomize is to put wisdom, knowledge, understanding into the mind. Please do subscribe to my channel. Today we are going to talk about the dramatization of trauma. The mass dramatization of trauma, and for what purpose is trauma being dramatized by the soulless ones, by the artificial ones who control this world. The artificial ones are those who manifest the negative energy on this planet, those who condense our spirit, those who want to entrap our spirit within this physicalized reality, right? Those who are on the negative vibration, those who are allegiance to the fourth density or to the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is where most of these things we call God, angels, aliens are coming from. It is not the higher eon. It is the lower eon. It is a fallen realm, right? So, but if you are a true soul incarnate, you transcend them. You can bypass them, right? You are light, right? You are light. You are true light of God. So, why do they dramatize trauma? If something happened, if an event happened, a tragic event happened in the public space, in our shared public space, you see that they will begin to dramatize, to replay that trauma over and over and over and over until our collective psyche absorbs it. There's a reason why the soulless ones, the inorganic ones, the fake ones are doing this. They are here to harvest our soul energy. They are here to harvest our soul energy. I'm going to say this again because it is very important. This is a good metaphysical information. The soulless ones, the artificial ones, the organic portals, these beings that inhabit this planet with us, they harvest our soul energy, because these are channels, they are doorways through which satanic forces manifest in the physical plane, right? And the only purpose, the only reason these inorganic ones, these artificial ones, these soulless ones exist here is to create scenarios of trauma. Scenarios of trauma. They exist on negativity. They exist on negative frequency, negative demonic satanic frequency. That is what they operate in. They cannot vibrate on a God frequency. They are afraid of God's frequency. And that is why you have to maintain yourself, raise up your vibration, and exist on a God frequency, because they are afraid of you. When you look at yourself, it seems that you're just a small creature walking on this planet, because if you see yourself as a multi-dimensional being, you know your power and potential. Your power is the power of the universe. That is what they are blinding you from understanding, from recognizing that you are a true celestial being with God's power. And as long as you stay asleep, you will continue to be controlled. You will continue to be imprisoned by these fallen ones, by these soulless ones. So these soulless ones who control everything on this physicalized material reality harvest soul energy. Remember, they are conduit. Conduit is like a channel. They are channel through which other entities we don't see that exist in the fourth density are harvesting energy, because they feed off of our energies. They feed off of our soul energy. Remember, we are light. We're light being. We think of the sun. People say the sun is bright. The sun is massive. But if you see your soul is brighter than the sun. If you see yourself the way you are, you truly are. I mean, if you have soul, you know you are powerful. And it is this power that they want to disconnect you from. And that is why they promote all kinds of distractions in the society. They promote all kinds of distraction to make sure that you are not in tune within yourself. Go in within yourself, because it is within yourself that you have that connection with the one, with the prime creator, with the source of all life. They cannot access the source of all life. They are jealous of you. They want what you have, but they cannot have what you have because they don't have souls. They don't have souls, right? And that is why they're stealing from you. These are thieves. The Bible spoke of a thief comes in the night. What does night mean? It means when you are not aware, when you are sleeping, when your consciousness is slumbered. That is when the thief comes to steal your energy, the feeding off of your energy. And that is why you see that there is this culture of promotion of trauma. People don't realize that, but when you watch the news consistently, sometimes you get depressed. Am I right? If you just keep paying attention to news, you get depressed. Because this is intentional. It is the dramatization of trauma. It is a mass ritual. When you dramatize trauma, you create mass ritual. And the reptilian ones, the negative sources, the center of negative vibration feeds off of negativity. Right? You listen to newscasters, sometimes they are actually using the word shocking news. Shocking news. The news is shocking. These words, remember, God creates through what they call word. Doesn't mean that God has a vocal cord, but they're talking of frequency. So when you listen to news, they say, and they keep repeating, shocking. The news is shocking. Actually, they're trying to create a psychic entrance into your mind because they're actually inducing shock. What does shock do? Shock creates trauma to the mind. And you can reprogram people's mind by inducing trauma. Every behaviorist understands this. Every psychologist understands this. Every neurologist, people who study the mind, the brain, understands this, that when you induce trauma into the brain, you create a psychic window, psychic entrance. Even demonic possession happens because the power of your mind is cracked open by using trauma. And that is why if you observe the history of people who are possessed by negative energies, you check their life, they have certain time in their life when they were traumatized, because that was when you have psychic opening. And when your psyche is open, you can be sure that something can walk into you. It could be a thought form. Remember, thoughts are frequency. Thoughts are things. Words are things. They're vibration. They can enter you like a parasite and resides in you and reprogram you. That is why sometimes we got to be aware of these forms of mass ritual, because it seems innocent. For example, look at 9/11. When 9/11 happened, it was one of the greatest mass ritual on this planet that created a lot of psychic opening. Trauma is a psychic opener for programming, words for programming, for reconditioning, for re-engineering, right? So be aware that when you are addicted to news of negativity, your mind is being traumatized. When your mind is traumatized, you can be invaded. So you got to protect your psyche, protect your soul, protect your mind. If you are connected with people who are extremely negative, right? They might be lowering your frequency. You see, many writers are now beginning to talk about psychic vampires. They're talking of the same organic portals, these soulless ones who exist on this planet with us. Multiple writers talking about psychic vampires, energy vampires, the people that when you connect with them, you feel drained, you feel energy leaving you. And there are people that when you connect with, you see it is an enrichment of energy on both sides, right? When you connect with people and you see energy leaving you, you see your energy vanishing, right? Something might be going on in the astral plane, in the spiritual plane that you cannot perceive with your five senses. Realize that your five senses can only perceive a very fraction of reality only within the visible light spectrum. There are other spectra of reality that our senses cannot perceive. Most of the things we think are innocent are not innocent. For example, we've all had the police siren coupled with red and blue light flashing can also create psychic entrance, traumatization of the mind to program you for fear. Everything in the society we think is innocent is not innocent. And that is why we got to perceive the world beyond the shadows. Many people are looking at the shadows thinking that the shadows are the actual things. No, look beyond the shadow to see the actual original images. The shadows are copies of things. Be aware that many things that seems innocent are not innocent. Many things are programs of the third reality by these soulless ones. These soulless ones, they know who they are. They know their bloodlines. They know where they came from. They know who they are worshiping. They know who they represent. They know whose frequency they are manifesting. Their purpose here is to distract you. Don't think there is a time when the world is going to have peace. As long as these soulless ones are here, you are going to be perpetually fighting them. You are going to be perpetually struggling. They are going to be perpetually trying to put you in prison. Don't think there's a time when they will change. They cannot change because these are soulless ones. They represent their master. They represent the polarity of negativity. In that duality, good and evil, they represent the evil one, right? You represent light. They represent the evil one. They represent the evil one. They represent the fourth dimension. They represent the center of entropy, the center of nothingness, where Satan or evil dwells. So protect your mind from mass ritual going on all the time. Sometimes tune the world away and learn to explore your inner being. Sometimes get away from it all, including from people who are negative. It's okay to get away from people who are negative. People who vampirize your energy, you get away from them, right? So that you maintain your soul, because there is a war going on that we cannot see, and this war is invisible. This war is spiritual. This war is in the astral plane. Because we cannot perceive it with us five senses, a lot of people are not aware of this war. The war is between good and evil. And I'm going to stop here. As I say, this is a very short episode. This is the primordial wave. As we say here, to enwisdomize is to put wisdom, knowledge, understanding into the mind in order to be able to activate our consciousness beyond the limitations imposed on our consciousness by the machine. What is the machine? The machine, of course, is the system. The machine is the matrix. The machine is the belly of the beast. So if you are a soul incarnate who has taken incarnation within this physicalized dense material reality, it means that you exist, you live in a system that is highly controlled by forces that you are not aware of, mostly, right? And how do you free yourself from these forces, from these control systems, if you are not aware of them? And that is why it is very important to open our eyes, to raise up our vibration, and to be aware of certain metaphysical realities, certain physical machineries that has been put in place on this planet for thousands of years in order to control souled humans. The machine is older than we expect. The machine is way older than we know. The machine is wise. The machine is smart. The machine has been here for millions of years. The matrix has been here for millions upon millions of years, right? As far as this dense material reality is concerned, but also understand that we are souls. If you are a true soul who came from the higher eon, right, you transcend the matrix. You can transcend the matrix if you are awake. But the system would like to keep you perpetually asleep because they know your power when you wake up. When you wake up, the machine cannot beat you. When you wake up, the machine cannot frighten you. When you wake up, the machine cannot threaten you with death because there's nothing like death. What we have is transformation, right? So for every soul, true soul incarnate who exists in this realm of the enemy, we need to put up resistance against the machine. We are stronger than the machine. The only reason why it seems that the system is stronger is because we are slumber. We are sleeping. We are not awake. The machine is terrified of us when we wake up. When we wake up, when our souls rise up, the machine cannot exist, right? The machine cannot face those who are truly alive and awake and are aware of their full potential as divine beings. We are not just terrestrial beings, we are celestial beings who are being confined within this terrestrial plane, within this earthly dimension, within this physicalized material reality. Stay balanced, stay centered, stay grounded spiritually. Raise up your vibration and stay on the positive side, and know that we are here on this planet. If we have soul, we are battling the negative ones. We are stronger, but they make us appear weak. They are afraid once we wake up, it is over for them. We are stronger, we are more powerful than they are, and they know this. And that is why they have to do everything possible, use every means, poison the air, poison the food you eat, right? Poison the whole planet, because they are trying to get you to stay asleep forever. Wake up, because if you wake up, you are a magnificent soul. Your soul is brighter than the light. They cannot stand you. They cannot stand you in your full God nature.